Hi and happy Monday. It's Monday the 18th and I hope we all survived this year's St. Patrick's Day. I went out, we had a great time. I haven't done that in a while, so I'm glad I'm off today is what I'm going to say about that. But if you did go out and celebrate, no matter what you did for St. Patrick's Day, it's just a fun day. I hope you enjoyed the day and your weekend. And it's super exciting because the sun is out and it should be above 40 here in the Milwaukee area today. So spring is coming as we are moving into spring equinox this week. We have a full moon coming in this week. So I think the last couple weeks for a lot of us have been incredibly intense energetically, some big shifts going on. Seeing this with my clients, with friends, with loved ones, with myself. Just a lot going on energetically, but all really good and helping us to make room for new thought processes, for new pieces of ourself to come to the surface, releasing old thoughts and patterns and habits and just all kinds of stuff that really does not serve us. So I hope that everybody is weathering the energy as we're still in Mercury retrograde, I think till the 28th of this month. So just be mindful, be patient. I was joking last week, I was just gonna go retreat to a private island alone until we moved through Mercury retrograde. Because like I said, we all kind of feel that energy at times. So again, I hope you're weathering things well, and with the solar flares, the solar storms, the things going on astrologically, it can be overwhelming for a lot of us, especially if you're an empath and you're sensitive. So thanks for watching today. So I wanted to use the Soul's Journey Lessons cards by James Van Praagh, and then we're gonna pull one card from the Goddess Guidance deck. I felt very strongly to use these two decks today. At first I thought we were gonna be using the Goddess Guidance for the main part of the reading, but when I sat down, they had asked me to use the Soul's Journey cards by James Van Praagh. So I'm just waiting for this last card to pop, as we typically do in our readings. We do 3 cards, one representing the first part of the week, second midweek, and then the third card to the end of the week. Understanding that the information that does come through, that I channel through from the angels and your guides and God, the universal love energy, is that those are absolutely messages intended for us to use every day, all the time, as much as we can, as long as they are making sense and resonating for you. So before I get started, I do want to just do a really quick reminder. Messages from Spirit this Saturday with Mike, myself, and Jen Lloyd. We do have tickets available. They're $45. The event is 2 to 4 at the Crown Plaza, right on 13th and College in the Milwaukee area. We're on the Oak Creek side. You can go to eventbrite.com to purchase tickets, and all of that information is on my homepage, milwaukeemedium.com. You can go to any of our names on eventbrite.com and the information, the event will come up. So if you have an interest in being a part of a really cool afternoon with some pretty fun mediums, we'd love to have you come by. And then just a reminder too, I've had some people signing up already for my May Spiritual Foundation class. I know you can't really see that very well, but it's May 11th from 9 to 4 again at the Crown Plaza. This is a class that I go over everything spiritual in terms of what you need to really build on a spiritual foundation, how to live a more spiritually sound life, how to find more peace and joy, as well as have a deeper understanding of the spiritual piece of things in your life as a human, living as well as a soul, living as a human in this space, okay? So all of that, again, you can find on my website. Go to the Schedule Now button for the Spiritual Foundation class, and you can sign up right there, okay? Message me with questions, milwaukeemedium@gmail.com. Okay, now let's get on with it. So the first part of this week, we pulled the self-esteem card. So just remember, when Wednesday is the first day of spring, that's spring equinox, the 20th, 21st. And I do really quick want to wish my 11, almost 12-year-old Lily will be 12 on Thursday the 21st, which is kind of mind-blowing, but happy birthday to Lily. But that we are going into the spring equinox, and we also are going to be experiencing a full moon. So we're starting to get into that energy. So first card, self-esteem. This is about feeling good about who you are, where you're at. With the energies that we've been getting into, we can feel a little beat down. We can feel a little questioning about ourselves, where we are, what we're doing, can make us feel a little unsteady, unbalanced. And I feel like this card is going to be something we really need to stand firm in this week. I possess gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. So what this card is reminding you is that you have gifts. We all have gifts. And they don't need to be, perceived as, well, they have to be these huge gifts in order for me to make an impact. Any gift that you have is gift enough. And so what Spirit is reminding us is that to feel really good about who you are, the self-esteem, that self-confidence, that self-worth piece is so important. We actually talk about that quite a bit in the Spiritual Foundation class. But the self-esteem piece for you this week is to feel good about yourself. Don't let anyone rattle your cage. Don't let anyone's actions or words get in your head. It's so easy, and we all are guilty of this at times, where we let someone else's actions or behavior or words really impact us. And then we start to question ourselves. We start to question our own truth. And so what Spirit is saying is be strong, feel really good about who you are, and you may need to do some inner work this week as far as maybe a little bit of extra meditation. Maybe it's time to start getting out and walking and being a part of nature again to just feel connected. So what Spirit is saying is don't feel disconnected. Don't feel disconnected from yourself. Don't feel disconnected from Spirit. Remember that that connection is always there. Next card is honesty. I can't always expect the truth from others, but I can expect it from myself. Very nice card. So we're moving into feeling good about ourselves, having that self-esteem, and understanding that as we walk our spiritual path, it's super, super important that we always come from a space of honesty and integrity. The expectation that other people are going to be honest and live life in a way that you think that they should is where we get into trouble. And we can only control ourselves in this lifetime. And I often say I can only control myself, and then I do what I can to teach my children the best way possible to be the best versions of themselves. And honesty is a core piece of that. And so, again, I feel like we're kind of in an expectation kind of space where we have this expectation that everyone is going to be honest, everyone is going to work with honesty and integrity, and that's just not the case. And that's okay. The decision then becomes where you draw your boundaries, and that the only thing that you can do is to be honest. Now, I often say this to my children, and I say this even, I'd like to say this to some adults sometimes. When somebody says to you, well, I just have to be honest, that doesn't give somebody the right to be mean. And I think there's a way that we can have those conversations and we can still be honest and come from a kindness and compassion space. Because usually when someone says, I have to be honest with you, everybody you're like, oh God, let me brace myself. So be mindful of that for yourself, right? So are you saying to somebody, well, I gotta be honest with you, I really think your husband's a jerk or something? Like, does that need to be said? Or is that really an honest statement or a judgment statement, right? Is it necessary? Is it gonna hurt somebody or help somebody? So, maybe run some of that stuff through your own personal filters and keep that honesty card in mind this week specifically, especially because we're in that Mercury retrograde space, and that really tends to play around with communication, relationships, what's being said, how it's being said. So that's what I'm getting for this card for this week. But I can expect honesty from myself. So take some time to think about what that means to you, especially this week. The last card is freedom. I possess the power and the free will to create my own happiness. Excuse me. We absolutely have the ability to be free every day. We have a freedom to make choices. We have the freedom to be ourselves. We have so many freedoms. And what I'm getting around this card is it is free will, and so there's a couple things here. So the first thing is to always remember that we do have free will, and we have the freedom to make our choices, and hopefully we're doing them through the honesty filter, right? What feels good to us, what's honest in our space. But the freedom piece is also about staying in gratitude. It's also remembering that because we have free will, spirit, our angel teams, and our guides really kind of let us do our thing based on what we're meant to experience in this life. But the other piece of that too is remembering that we can ask for help. We have the freedom to ask for help from our spirit team, from our spirit guides, from friends, from family, from whoever that support system is for you. But the freedom to make your choices, the freedom to live life the way you feel you need to live your life. Again, taking inventory a little bit. Are you working through honesty and integrity? Are you coming from a space of kindness as often as you can? Are you recognizing your emotions and managing them in a healthy, positive way? Are you surrounding people who are supportive and loving and don't bring you down and don't have this toxicity to them? So the freedom card really encompasses a lot. But the other thing I get from this, and every week our cards tell a story, is we're working on self-esteem today and tomorrow. That might be, again, something that we're looking at. We're working in that honesty space, and then we have freedom, right? So we free ourselves from other people's judgments, from the little prison we create in our minds for ourselves, because we're too worried about what other people think and what they're doing and how they're going to perceive who we are. And it's allowing yourself to be free. And that's really, really important. The freedom piece, and I think about this and I talk about this often, we're free to make choices. We're free to live the lives that we feel guided to live. But the other thing is we have to allow other people the freedom to live their lives the way they feel they need to live their lives. The card just fell on the floor, so I can't say it. But it is about, like I said, this card really encompasses a lot of messaging. So I know I kind of threw a lot at you just with that one card, but I think it's really important that we understand that we do have freedoms each and every day. How we react, how we respond, how we show up in this world, what we do to take care of ourselves, how we manage things when we're working in a corporate environment, because that's, for a lot of us, very challenging. So really solid, strong, very meaningful cards this week. And I wanted to do one card, and I don't think I showed you this is the Soul's Journey deck, and then this is the Goddess Guidance Oracle card. And the card that comes up is Artemis, Guardian. You and your loved ones are safe and spiritually protected. So I feel like what Spirit wants to say is that every week we talk about different kinds of messages and different things that we're asked to be aware of, we're asked to work on. And Spirit today, this week, is thanking you for having even the ability to be open, Actually, it's like thanking you for being open, thanking you for being aware and creating more awareness in your life. And so as you're going through this process, Spirit is like, you're not alone, you're loved, you're supported, you're being taken care of. And they want to really drive that message home for you this week, because when we travel this path, sometimes our path seems to just get more and more narrow, And so we want to make sure that we don't feel shut off. We don't feel like we're the only ones going through something, or we don't have someone to talk to, because you have the freedom to make choices about how you get help for yourself in this life, how you're going to help other people. There's so much to that. And so that they're reminding you that you're being taken care of. You have these wonderful guardian angel energies and spirit beings with you, your loved ones from the other side, absolutely all the time with us. So you are safe, you are loved, and you are spiritually protected. And as a reminder, we always want to express our gratitude to Spirit for bringing that into our space and into our life each day. So really great cards this week, very meaningful. I think very needed. These were messages I know as I'm giving these readings. I often think of different people in my life, or even clients that I know that this will resonate for. So as always, I appreciate your feedback when you comment either on YouTube or my Facebook page around how these cards impact you. It's always fun for me to hear that. So I hope that you have a really great week, and that we can get some spring weather moving here. And again, wishing my Lily a happy 12th birthday on Thursday. And again, if you're interested in coming to the gallery event at the Crowne Plaza on Saturday, tickets will be available. I'm pretty sure we'll have tickets available at the door. It will be cash only if we do that. So just keep that in mind. If you need to use credit, make sure you purchase ahead of time and bring your slip in. General seating opens at 1:30. Gino DeLuca will be there playing some of his fantastic music. So it's going to be a really fun afternoon, and I hope you can join us. And I'm watching a little chipmunk run around on my patio. So another sign of spring. And now I have to look up what the chipmunk means. But thank you so much. Again, if you're interested in tickets, eventbrite.com, milwaukeemedium.com. I'm scheduling in May and early June for sessions right now. So if you're interested in getting in, I do encourage you to go online, milwaukeemedium.com, find the schedule now button, and you can schedule something with me. Okay, thanks so much. Take care. Happy spring. Have a great week.